Good evening, one and all. I'm Bradford Becker. Welcome to Red Barn Radio, now in our 24th year of broadcasting. How about that? Tonight we present Roots Music Southern Style, episode number 933. And there's more where that came from. Our guests this evening on Red Barn Radio are brothers Gus and Phin Johnson, who front a band they call Low Gap. They joined us some time ago here to share some of their first released music, and now after 5 years of steady growth behind the scenes, Low Gap is positioned for a massive breakout in 2026. Brothers Gus and Phin spent the past year and a half with their proverbial feet slammed on the gas and have hundreds of shows and a slew of singles to show for it. What a treat to have these guys back. Welcome, Low Gap, to Red Barn Radio.
Said I used to man, but we ain't spoken years. Offered me a ride to church on Sunday. I said I wouldn't, man, but Saturday night will interfere. Sister on the phone called me a degenerate. I said that's okay, I'll see you on Thanksgiving. Even mama's giving up hope. Used to call my crying, just made me feel more alone. Say a prayer for me. Everyone, including myself, knows that I need it. I'm too damn proud to hit my knees. Say a prayer for me. When I'm digging a hole, looking for sun, I wish I knew how to function and still have fun. Say a prayer for me. Sometimes I wipe the dust off that leather, run my fingers across those red letters. I never make it past the second verse. All the songs I write about the dreams I curse. Say a prayer for me. One including myself knows what I need, and I'm too damn proud to hit my knees. Say a prayer for me. When I'm digging a hole, looking for sun, I wish I knew how to function and still have fun. Say a prayer for me. And I may find the light someday, but if I'm gonna get there tomorrow, gonna need some help today. So say a prayer for me. Everyone, including myself, knows what I need, but I'm too damn proud to hit my knees. Say a prayer for me. When I'm digging a hole, looking for sun, I wish I knew how to function and still have fun. Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for me.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Welcome back, folks. This confident and talented brother duo recently released their debut album, Geneva, which has expanded their ever-growing audience to new heights. Gus and Phin, known for their well-crafted songs and animated concerts, have roots planted in Ohio and Eastern Kentucky, which show up clearly in their music. Original and unique, their songs manage to garner mainstream attention and critical acclaim from all corners of the increasingly diverse country genre. The band before you here is Gus and Phin up front, Samuel James on bass, Chris Bias on steel, and Levi Brown on drums. Welcome to an evening of music and conversation with Low Gap.
So I'm trying to find a cure on the internet. There's a warmth I can't find, slipping along that you can't replace with melatonin. So here I am on an online forum looking for some help. Say closing your eyes, counting to 10 works as good as anything else. So on 1,000 to 1,000 I close my eye, but I can't rest. 3 short prayers, 4 beers later, I should say another terrapin. 5 sheep drumming, 6 cylinders pumping, takes me back to a slamming door. Lay on in this bed, I can't take one Mississippi mud. Well, I've listened to songs about slipping along, picked up and put down my telephone. When I start to shut my eye, your memory works just way in my mind. Hot flash, I'm on my feet, I get sad and then angry, rinse and repeat. Guess I'll just stir dash Taco Bell to this 1.5 bath prison cell. Singing 1,000 to 1,000, I close my eye, but I can't rest. 3 short prayers, 4 beers later, I should say another terrapin. 5 sheep jumping, 6 cylinders pumping, takes me back to a slamming door. Lay on in this bed, I can't take one Mississippi mud. And I wonder if you're laying in bed sleeping well, or have you lost out feeling, staring at the ceiling, thinking to yourself, singing 1,000 to 1,000, I close my eye, but I can't rest. 3 short prayers, 4 beers later, I say another terrapin. 5 sheep jumping, 6 cylinders pumping, takes me back to a slamming door. Lay on in this bed, I can't take one
Well, that song was it was called One Mississippi. It's one of the songs off our recent album, Geneva. And so is the first song we played, Say a Prayer. This next song we're going to play for you guys, it's a bit of an oldie for us. It's called Bench Seat.
Ever since I turned 16, I had the same old dream of a truck and a girl in every back road in this town. But I never had the truck, I never had the luck to have a girl let me drive her around. But I guess I fell for you, and my dad did too, and he knew how I could sweep you off your feet. So guess what's sitting in the garage? Daddy's two-tone Dodge. Be my fancy, baby. Just slide on over here and drive me crazy, but move your knee when I am shifting gears. Be my two-tone, honey. Don't cost much money, just a gas to take to get to town and then back here. This thing don't have a knock skirt, but the radio works so well. Listen to FM tunes tonight. You can roll the windows down if you wanna let your hair blow out. It ain't high tech, but it's perfectly alright. So tonight, be my fancy, baby. Just slide on over here and drive me crazy, but move your knee when I am shifting gears. Be my two-tone, honey. Don't cost much money, just a gas to take to get to town and then back here. If you want me to, I'll stop and kill the lights, and you can stare up at the sky and I'll stare in your eyes. You don't have to give me a kiss goodnight, but if you do, well, that's alright. So be my bench seat, baby. Slide on over here and drive me crazy, but move your knee when I am shifting gears. Be my bench seat, baby. Just slide on over here and drive me crazy, but move your knee when I am shifting gears. Be my two-tone, honey. Don't cost much money, just a gas to take to get it down and then back here. Be my bench seat, baby. Be my bench seat, baby. Thank you. So when Finn and I moved into Lexington about over half a year ago now, we moved into a ranch-style house. We were living in an apartment in Newport, Kentucky, and that apartment sucked in every way. It was the worst. Actually, that's not true. It's the second worst place I've ever lived. And we moved in to this nice little ranch-style house, and I never thought about how nice ranch-style houses really are as sort of a American commodity, but I loved it so much I went home and wrote a song about it. Hey, company man, here's my resume. Could you give me a job making prevailing wage? Well, I got the skills do what you need. Got my CDL and a 2-year degree. Why are you here? Where do you see yourself? 10 to 12 years. And how can we help? I got laid off last week, and the money's been tied. But to answer your question, what I want out of life, I want a wife, I want a yard, I want a shed that looks like a barn. I don't ask for much when I bow my head down. Just a 70s ranch style house. He asked, why are you here? We'll have a dog. The pay won't be it. Work me like a dog, but I'll have a mower. Can you trap with the stick? Don't have a maintain line for riding on it. I want a wife, I want a yard, I want a shed, looks like a barn. I don't ask for much when I bow my head down. Just a 70s ranch style house. I want a wife, I want a yard, I want a shed, looks like a barn. Don't ask for much when I bow my head down. Just a 70s ranch style house. do that again? Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah, I had a rough little. Hey, company man, here's my resume. Could you give me a job making prevailing wage? Well, I got the skills do what you need. Got my city and a 2-year degree.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, this next song. Oh, sorry, dude. We're doing a song, right? Correct. All right. Yeah, this next song I think we've played here before. It's about our great grandfather who grew up in a coal camp in eastern Kentucky, and honestly, I don't think I really need to explain it too much, other than the fact that he was a great bluegrass picker and singer. And Gus and I like to think that we have his bluegrass genetics, his musical genetics. So we wrote this song for him and about him. Unfortunately, though, we never got to meet him. This song's called Dear the Man.
Dear the man I never knew, your daughter says I sound just like you. And every time she hears me play, it brings back a memory. Bluegrass standards and old church hymns, lonely steel guitars and mountain mandolins. You smiled and strummed your old 6-string. Listen to her mama sing. If I could only hear you play, if you could only sing with me, it'd probably make my Nana cry. If only for one time. Kentucky, it's time to quit school and help the family. You probably never thought you'd people that much more to show. Broken backs and lungs full of coal. I own 3 guitars and a Fender amp. Whistled out flyway to get you through your work. If you could only hear us play, My cousin picks a guitar, and your little boy beats a drum. My brother Haley knows a little bit of everything. Just look at what it become. If you could only hear us play, if you could only hear us sing, I promise you would see the little Perry County legacy.
Sorry? Okay. Our guest this evening on Red Barn Radio is Low Gap, Gus and Phin Johnson, brothers. And they brought with them a terrific band, and we're going to have a chance to talk, hopefully, to everybody in the course of the evening. I want to start off with just a little small talk, guys. How's your week been? You've been having a good week? Think back to last Wednesday, and what you've done since then, and that'll maybe give us sort of a snapshot of what the Johnson and Low Gap life is like.
Yeah, that's a great question. So this past weekend and this coming weekend, we've been on the road with Colby Acuff. So we were in 3 cities we've never played in. We played in Minneapolis, which was very cool. I didn't realize that Minneapolis has a very lively country crowd. We played in a venue there that in any other state in the world, I'm pretty sure it would have seated about 150 people. They managed to cram about 250 in there, so don't know how that's possible. And then we were in Omaha, Nebraska for the first time, and then Lawrence, Kansas. All a bunch of great crowds, so it was a lot of fun.
All right. Yeah, and so what else? This isn't obviously a hobby. This is something you guys are doing professionally. But you're also doing some school, right? Is that right? Are both of you doing school?
I'm out of it forever. I never have to take a test again.
Oh, you're done. You mean like as in you graduated with a college degree, or?
I did. I managed to get a college degree. They gave me the piece of paper, told me I was good enough, which that may say something about the modern day school system. I don't know, but I made it through.
Well, has school always been hard for you guys?
No, it hasn't. I've just been lazy my whole life. So the difficult part in college is my parents weren't there to tell me, you got to go to class today. So the temptation was strong to stay home. But after the first couple semesters, I finally figured out how to set an alarm clock and get up.
Oh, good.
So
Good adult skills.
Yeah, they were nice things to learn.
But you're obviously not lazy. I mean, I'm gonna come back on you here. You're obviously not lazy. You're getting a lot of stuff done. It's just this is what you like to do.
This is what
I
like to do.
Do a lot of it.
Yeah. And then that's the unfortunate thing. I was in college getting a degree, and I thought I was going to be an engineer. And then one semester into engineering, I'm trying to be a musician, and I realized I like music a lot more than engineering. The problem is I had this Monday class at 8 a.m. I had to go to. It was calculus. We'd be out playing Sunday night, and I just realized that was not going to work. I had to pick one or the other, so I chose music. I think I chose well.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, I'm sure you'd be a fine engineer as well. What was interesting to you about engineering? Is some of that in your family as well?
Yeah, my dad was a civil engineer.
Okay.
He still is.
Yeah.
But he told me, he's like, look, go try to get the engineering degree, because that's a very hard degree, and all of those math classes, it'll apply to any other degree, which was good advice, because then I didn't have to go take a higher math class in the calculus I was already having difficulty with once I switched over to finance. So
I don't know. I always thought it would be cool to create things, and I love to create, but I realized I like creating with words a lot more than with numbers.
Yeah, and did your dad suggest you go to college because music is fine as a hobby, but you want to have something to fall back on?
I think that was kind of it. I think he, oddly enough, was fully okay with the idea of me trying to be a musician. He's like, go for it if you want that to be a career. But, you know, it's probably good that you got something in case you decide you don't want to be on the road 90 days a year one day.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet. Don't see it happening in the future, but I'm glad that I think it was solid advice.
You ended up going, though, you ended up switching from engineering to finance, and with a specific sort of interest in how do you put together the financial pieces of the puzzle when you decide you're going to be a professional musician?
Well, I mean, that was kind of it. I actually had so I was obtaining a music degree during all this. This was the great compromise.
Where were you doing this?
I was at UC.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll go to school, but I want to get a music degree. He said, well, if you get a scholarship, I'll let you do music on both of them, and we'll help you out. So I got a scholarship. I went and did music, and then I kind of ran my course with that program. I learned what I wanted to learn, and I sort of decided that I had gotten further on my own than what a degree could do for me, and I didn't really need the piece of paper. So I just eventually dropped it after I'd taken all the classes that excited me and then finished with finance, and that's what I got the degree in.
What kind of a music program was this at UC?
It was called commercial music production, but there was an emphasis on business with it, so I had to get a minor in entrepreneurship, which is where I started taking the finance classes, and I thought that was cool math to me. I'm like, I get to like look at money and do forecasts and all this stuff that I enjoyed, and I liked accounting, oddly enough. And I was like, I just like this more than engineering, on top of engineering being a really stressful program. So it was kind of a no-brainer once I had taken those courses to switch over.
Well, the fall of lots of bands and lots of artists is mismanagement of the funds, mismanagement of money, and miscalculation, right? And so you bring a really great skill to the band.
Yes,
we still do that all the time.
What's that? Yeah, sure, that's okay. You're human beings, and you're young. Finn, how about you? What was your week like?
Yeah.
What'd
Classes, you do? Go Big Blue, go Cats. I go to UK here.
Huh?
I'm an econ major. This is my freshman year, though, so I really don't know anything about anything at all ever. But this week, I went to a few classes, but, we were on the road with Gus and got back, got my classes, told my professors I'm probably going to miss classes tomorrow and in 2 weeks, too, and they were like, okay. I mean, I pay for the degree. You can't really stop me, but
yeah, right.
We'll see how it goes.
Well, and what's your reason for going to college?
Well, my dad went here to Kentucky, and so it was always my dream to go to University of Kentucky. Weird dream, like just for a kid to just want to go to Kentucky. Like, my life is complete if I go to Kentucky. That was my idea from like 6 years old, and I had a great opportunity to do so, and it was more convenient for us. We're closer to Nashville here in Lexington, so we just both decided to move to Lexington, and we'd sort of be like in the perfect spot to not be in Nashville, but not too far away from it to do business, and I could get schooling for a fallback plan, and econ might help with music. We'll see about that. I don't really know, but everything just kind of worked out perfectly.
Well, all right. And so that's interesting that your dad went to school here. Your dad figured in large. You talked about your grandpa. Was this your great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather.
Your great-grandfather. Before I get back to your dad, did your great-grandpa lose his life to sort of coal industry-related illness? Or do you know?
I don't believe that was the cause. So he grew up in a coal camp, and he immigrated in the hillbilly diaspora to Akron. So he worked in the Ford plant his whole life. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I believe he actually cut down trees most of his childhood. Hence the line, actually, the line where I say quit school at 8 years old to help the family. It used to be quit school to cut down trees.
Huh.
He may have worked in the coal mines a little bit as a teenager. I'm not certain about that. But yeah, he ended up in Akron. That's how my family, at least that side, ended up in Ohio. And then my dad grew up in what I would call the greater Akron, Cleveland area, and went to college at UK. And then Finn and I were born in Lexington, and eventually he moved back. So that's why we've kind of got roots in Kentucky. And
Well, all
Ohio.
right. Yeah, I didn't know you had those roots here. So when was your father in school at UK? Roughly, can you?
I don't know when he started. I know he was here during the Patino years. Since
Okay.
we measure everything in Kentucky head basketball coaches.
Uh-huh.
I know he went to the Final Four in '95, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, so WRFL, the UK station was here,
Yep.
was going, and so did your dad have that station playing in the house?
Oh, yeah, that's how he discovered every one of our influences is through WRFL. They had a show called the Hot Burrito Show on Sunday
man.
afternoons, and they played Robert Earl Keen, and that's why Robert Earl Keen is Gus and I's most important influence, I would say, to this day. Yeah,
Well,
all of
alright.
that music came from there.
Yeah. All right. So how young were you when you were listening to RFL playing in the house and in the car?
I mean, so what Dad would do, my earliest memories of listening to music with him, he would cut our hair and we'd sit on this. We still have these stinking bar stools, but we fixed them so many times they're a little wobbly, I remember we'd sit on those stools that were sitting at our counter, and he'd cut our hair and he'd put on Pandora, and it was like Robert Earl Keen Radio or Cross Canadian Ragweed or Chris Knight, whoever it was.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the earliest memory. Finn also has an iPod story. He loves to tell.
He also
Tell
put
it.
them on MP3 players. He put the songs on there, and we just found them, and I took them and found some earbuds. I can't even remember how old I was. It's first memories. It probably included listening to this kind of music on MP3 players or something. It's just a part of our DNA now.
I love that. Did you guys learn to sing? Learning Robert Earl Keen tunes and memorizing Robert Earl Keen?
A little bit. Finn didn't learn how to sing until 2 months ago.
What?
Yeah, we
I
had
don't-
a conversation with a label in Nashville where they pretty much told us yeah, he's got to learn harmonies. We were like, really? We have a drummer that does harmonies. Yeah, but he needs to do them. So in the last 2 years, that conversation was probably 3 years ago, but in that span, he's put his mind to learning how to do a harmony. So
Yeah, I didn't like singing when we were younger because he sang all the time, and I was always like, shut up, dude, just shut up. I hate it when you sing. But then I got older, and I was like, this is great. This is a moneymaker. This is the attention getter. I gotta learn how to play mandolin. So
Well, so you think of yourself more as an instrumentalist?
yeah.
that
Hopefully
way.
that'll change one day, and I'll sing a little more soon.
Well, you don't want to change from being an instrumentalist. You want to be an instrumentalist
And
who
vocals.
plays a good vocal role in the band.
Exactly.
So tell me how you're learning harmonies. How's that work? Because
yeah,
a lot of people want to know about that. There are a lot of folks who can't harmonize.
church.
Yeah, actually, it is church. Just singing at church has been, and trying to harmonize at church is pretty much. been
If
teaching
you
me.
know how to read music, we grew up with a hymnal. So if you got a hymnal at your church, you can read the music. You can read the harmony lines on a lot of those hymnals. And even if you don't know how to read music, you can kind of intuitively tell, okay, this goes up, this goes down. So I didn't really know harmonies that well until I was in high school one day, and I was sitting in church, and when you're in high school and you're in church, that's the most boring place you can be. And I was like, I'm gonna try to harmonize all these songs. And I told Finn that when he started learning harmonies, I'm like, you go to church, don't sing the melody ever again, just sing the harmony every time, and see if you can learn it. After a while, it just becomes muscle memory.
What'd you gravitate to, the bass part or the tenor part?
Tenor. I wish that I was a good bass, but I can do it, but it's not very fun for me. I like the, I don't know what the words I'm looking, the inflections that you use when you're up in a tenor. A bass line's
Yeah.
actually a lot easier if you've got the range for it.
Yeah, it is. That's right. And you guys still is church still a big part of your lives? And the reason I ask that is because you have a couple of songs that feel to me like sort of scathing attacks on on the modern church. And we could talk about that some later. But is church still part of what you do? And are you involved musically in a church?
Yeah, we go to TCPC. I'm involved musically. I know Finn does music for.
Yeah, I'm in a campus ministry called RU Reformed University Fellowship, and I play very occasionally there. Honestly, I would like to more, but we're on the road so much, and like they're meeting right now, and I could be playing with them, but I'm here instead, Red Barn. So
yeah. Well, it's good. It's good that you're here. You're here in the church, the Barn Church. All right, we'll get back to that later. Why don't we get back to some more music with Low Gap? All right.
I'm on the outside of an inside joke. I'm a cigarette with no one to smoke. Got bad habits and a worse attitude. I'm a loser with nothing to lose. Hey Jesus, could you throw me a stone? It's hard to keep walking when you walk alone. Sick of talking to the white lines on the road. Could you give me something somewhere to call home? I was walking in the grocery store, saw a vision back in I-04. Could you really be talking to me? Must be an angel only I can see. Hey Jesus, could you throw me a stone? It's hard to keep walking when you walk alone. I'm sick of talking to the white lines on the road. Could you give me something somewhere to call home? Standing in front of a crowd, music's playing in my ear real loud. Nobody's cheering, there's a lady crying, but nobody stands when that angel walks by. Hey Jesus, why'd you throw me a stone? It's hard to keep walking when you walk alone. Sick of talking to the white lines on the road. Give me something, someone to call home. This next song. Thank you. This next song is a little ditty I wrote when I was sad one day, and I kind of got to the end of it all, and I realized that it was a little too sad, so then I wrote a happy verse. It's called Heroes.
all right.
All of my heroes died early, from Bernard to Lane Frost to Whitley, and everyone still remembers their name in the day. I think I may go out like Maine. Started using the stuff that killed Elvis and Hank. Then I bet my songs would get a radio play all the time. Lord, don't let me make it past 50. Going old don't seem like fun. I'd rather have, but it's still grandkids. Found the man that I would have become. I could be somebody's hero if I lived before the encore. Potential's the bane of existence. Better to leave 'em wishing for more. If I die before I make a bad album, or I have to get a real job, most of your life is spent working, and that just seems wrong. I think I may buy a Camaro, kick a bucket where they collect what I owe. And the sleazy salesman that sold it to me, you come pick it up at my home. Or don't let me make it past 50. Growing up don't seem like fun. I'd rather have, but it's still grandkids. Found the man that I would have become. I can be somebody's hero if I live before the younger. Potential's the pain of existence. Better to leave 'em wishing for more. But I found a real pretty lady. One day I'd like to make a wife. And sitting around talking about babies sounds like a beautiful life. I can lead worship on Sunday, still get to play my guitar. It turns out to be a small town famous. You ain't gotta be a rock star. So Lord, let me make it past 50, beginning to understand. As much as I love Kid Whitley, I'd much rather be Billy Graham. There's a lot more to this life than stardom. I can start building up for the next. It'll be even better than expected. Just old enough to contemplate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We're going to do an unreleased song for you guys here. Recording it next week. It's called Timmy.
This one is Finn's brainchild right here.
Timmy asked for Billy Strings tickets for his birthday. Wanted to hear him play a train song. Put on his best suspenders and his boy cap and earplugs to keep the hearing strong. He doesn't drive a mile or the speed limit ever. Keeps sitting on his 55. He has a thing for rules, and Lord knows that he sticks to them. After all, lies are the only thing keeping us alive. Well, the kids in high school don't understand Timmy, but to be fair, it's a two-way street. It's an awkward conversation he's been living that'll probably be accepted to Yale or MIT. Well, Timmy sharpened pencils at the ready, lined up base by length in a row. When a girl asks if she can lend one for the period, he didn't want to do it, but he let that pencil go. She tried to introduce herself as Penny, but he already knew her full name by heart. He memorized each one on the roll call, and he knew every girl by the make of their car. Tonight gonna be a star tonight. Just don't hold her hand too tight. There's a girl out there for every man, predestined like a promised land. Tonight gonna be a star tonight. Well, they didn't play old Billy Strings at the homecoming dance. And that's what Tim was thinking of when Penny grabbed his hand. He's sweating out a river as she walks him to the floor. But I guess old son's got a rhythm. They waltz to mean 3/4. Timmy, you're gonna be a star tonight. Just don't hold her hand too tight. There's a girl out there for every man, predestined like a promised land. And Timmy's gonna be a star tonight. Oh, Timmy, you're gonna be a star tonight. Oh, Timmy, you're a star tonight.
All right. Nice job,
Thank you.
Timmy. All right. Hey, I'd like to take a moment before we get back to music to remind listeners, guys, that Red Barn live streams both tonight's Low Gap live stream and any live stream we do on any Wednesday remains available online for you to view and listen to at your convenience, along with live audio streams, compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program, huh? And check out all our content on the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. Tell your friends. Share what it is that you like about Red Barn Radio. That serves us all. And we're serving you with e-commerce now. The Red Barn Radio merch store is open. You can show your support for our program by getting some RBR swag, like the RBR mug that I have. Well, I don't need to show you that mug tonight. We do have a beautiful little black coffee mug with the Red Barn logo on it. That's a fine gift. We have other things. We have a 3-panel fleece hoodie. We have a unisex heavy blend crew neck sweatshirt, unisex, just like your favorite restrooms. We have a Barn Dude can cooler, a Barn Dude hat. How about that? Red Barn Radio t-shirt. And, you know, I've been thinking, Caleb, of some ideas of my own for the merch. I was thinking, Ed, for instance, I wonder if we might consider getting a Red Barn bidet. Start your...
Where can I buy one?
Right, there we go. Would you get that, right?
Absolutely.
What better way to start your day than sitting on the Red Barn bidet?
There you go. You're a songwriter.
Yeah, that's right. Poet, don't you know it? But anyway, we have some great items. It's a great way for you to show support for this program. You can find a direct link on our main page, our Facebook page, and on our weekly newsletter. Click the link for a way to support the show that you love so much. Our guest this coming week is Lilac. They're coming back with a name that hints at color and nature. Founder, lead vocalist Gideon Mackey says they make a point to play with heart and leave the stage a bit more beautiful than they found it. Gideon Mackey, the leader of this troupe of Lilac, is a terrific guy, and he also won the award, the Lexi Music Award, I think, for Lutherer of the Year, which was very cool. They're an indie rock quartet. They're based in Lexington. They started in 2015 as a solo project of Gideon's and gradually gained members and honed their sound. They've got unique musical backgrounds, a lot of influences interweaving the vocals from Mackey and Elizabeth Varnado. You're going to really like their sound. If you don't know about it already, you got to listen. I know many of our listeners are familiar with this group and have seen them out at the Burl in different places. We're going to learn about their latest work coming up next time on Red Barn Radio. Hey, now let's welcome back Low Gap, because they're here tonight on Red Barn Radio. Low Gap.
This next one is about the hillbilly diaspora. Back before 1955, if you made it out of Harlan alive, you took 23 to 30. Traded a cold dark mine for Henry Ford's assembly line, but the air's still dirty. The Cuyahoga River's burning, and the lakes are pan of poison. 7 acres in a mine shelter, a suburban home with Indian dues. But still somebody owns you.
55. If you made it out of Harlan alive, you took 23 to 30. Society, but I'm here to tell you I ain't. Cause if there were no sinners in this world, then there wouldn't be a need for saints. The world needs holy rollers, but there's room for high rolling too. And if y'all weren't busy judging me, they'd start judging you. Cause guys like me are job security. They're all the saints and preachers of this world. Church bills filled and gets a congregation something to pray for. We've all got our calling and position that play my power keeping churches in business. They'll be there to shoot out the lights and the bars are closing down. Who else there can lubricate this dry mouth of this town? My sins make yours look harmless and yours make mine look cool. It's a symbiotic relationship, the holy and the fool. Cause guys like me are job security for all the saints and preachers of this world. My deserter, him and well, gets a church bills filled and gets a congregation something to pray for. Yeah, we've all got our callings and positions, but I play my part, David, churches and business. Well, sometimes the difference between the holy and profane ain't that great at all. Sure, you think you're periscope, but I admit I am lost. My 3-bear buzz in Copenhagen won't keep me out of heaven's gates. But tell me, when's the last time you repented for thinking you're better than me? Guys like me are job security for all the saints and preachers of this world. My disorder, them in a well, gets a church bills filled. Congregation, something to pray for. We've all got our callings and positions. Better play my part, giving churches and business.
So Gus and I grew up in Amish country, Ohio, which is right on the cusp of the Ohio kind of hill country. Appalachian Ohio, that is. Most people don't really realize that Southeast Ohio is hilly, and it is technically part of the Appalachian Mountain Range. And this is our song about our quaint little part of the world.
Scholarship for your first thing, but that boy ain't never gonna leave. $23 pack and proverbial windows, 30 an hour, that's pretty good dough. Out of state college ain't the place to go. Ohio. Appalachian Ohio. It's just like she remembered with a new scoreboard. Her ex-best friend made homecoming court, married fraternity money. Now they're getting a divorce. You can say what you will, but you can't be sure. 3 kids in a tin can home. Valedictorian 10 years ago. Could have been a rich wife, now she's painting their toes. Don't plant seeds you don't want to grow in Appalachian Ohio. Appalachian Ohio. It's out about a highway in the 7 borough. Tom Hamilton talking on the radio. Tell us to live like there's better places to go. It might not glitter, but it sure is gold. In Appalachian Ohio. Appalachian Ohio. Appalachian Ohio. Appalachian Ohio.
Woo! All right. Wow. Well, that was a pretty good run of pretty emotional tunes. I mean, you know, contrasted with the first part of the program, you know, where you're talking about I don't know if I really know all about what Bench Seat is about, but the ranch-style house tune and the ode to your grandpa, and these tunes get down and dirty.
Yeah,
Talking about some stuff that's important to you.
So we switch up from the love songs and the house songs, and then we go over to the angry songs.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, I'd like for you to talk about a couple of tunes, Gus and Finn. You guys take your turns or whatever. One is Heroes, which came just shortly after the interview. And that song was kind of intriguing. Talk about it, yeah.
It's a great heroes. I would dare I say that's probably no, not the longest. That was probably the second or third longest song it took me to write, and I wrote it pretty much mostly by myself. Actually, oddly enough, my dad wrote a couple lines in that. I send all my songs back to my dad. He's my litmus test. And he was like, this is really good, but here's this one line that you could change. And he was right. It was a really good line. But, yeah, I mean, I was just sitting around feeling bad for myself. That's how it spawned. Just like, man, like, if something crazy happened to me, I'd probably blow up, you know? Like, if I died tomorrow, people would probably listen to my music, you know? But here I am, and nobody cares. That's where it came out of. And then I kind of got to the end of it. I'm like, it's not a very good message, you know, just like wishing for death. So I was like, well, I need to figure out a way to like have some hope at the end of it. I like the emotional roller coaster. To me, that's what a real ballad is all about. It's you start in one place and you have to take that left turn. Because a lot of people, I wrote with a guy one time who told me that I should, the first line you think of is always the best line. That guy is a fantastic songwriter, but I was just like, I don't agree. I feel like the first line you think of is probably the line everyone thinks of. The difference between me and him is that he was a lot smarter than me, so the first line he thought of was the smartest line. I can't do that. I can't get away with it. So I try to incorporate what I call the left-hand turn at the end of songs sometimes. And that's like the easiest example of it in my writing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a powerful tune. Talk about churches, because that gets back to the question I was asking you earlier, right? About sort of where church and faith all fit in for you guys, because that's a pretty angry tune.
It is.
Yeah. You want to talk about it, Finn?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Gus wrote the song, I'll admit, but I think that song is a guy actually asked me, the guy who who made the soap.
The guy who made what?
We had this soap actually made for us by a guy out in eastern Kentucky, in Means, Kentucky. It's called Indigo Sundry Soap. He made us Geneva soap for the album, and we gave some away, and now we're selling it. But he's a very sort of religious man, and he asked me what churches meant. He's like, hey, I don't think that, like, you know, your values match up with mine because of churches. Like, I really, you know, believe in church and stuff. And I was like, well, I think what people may not understand from the song, the vibe they may not get, is that we're not necessarily saying that church itself is a bad thing. We're just saying that everybody does things wrong. Nobody is perfect. Everybody sins. Everybody falls short of the glory of God. And especially people who get onto you when you don't go to church. Especially people who get a little, they get a little uptight maybe about you not making church, or about you staying out too late on a Saturday night, or having too much fun in Omaha, Nebraska. But I think we just want people, we don't want people to understand anything, really. We don't want to be preachy at all, but we just wanted to communicate the way we felt sometimes in the past few years at one of the churches that we went to, and we kind of were having fun with some of our buddies, and we wrote this song sort of as like a kickback to some things that they were talking about. And I mean, I really don't know too much about it. Gus, this is your song, buddy.
Yeah, I wrote the song after like a very specific conversation I had with somebody who was a friend and a great guy, but he had told me, we had a long conversation about a few things, and it's one of those conversations where at the end of it, you're like out of breath and you're exhausted. You're like, dude. But he, you know, it started off, I think he had asked me, I played baseball in high school, so full disclosure, I used chewing tobacco all the way through high school and college. I don't use it very much anymore. But at the time, I was using it all the time, and he was getting on me about it. He's like, oh, you know, you don't need to be doing that. I'm like, but why? You know, tell me why. And he's like, well, you know, you're not making your... I'm like, you're pulling stuff out of your rear end, man. Like, there's no scriptural evidence that you can't use this plant that's been around forever. And And we got onto other things, and the end topic of this conversation was him explaining to me that he thought that I hung out with too many non-Christians. And I was like, what do you think that Jesus did, man? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was just frustrated with the conversation, and he's been a good friend to me since then. But I was just like, I'm going to go home and write this song.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to not look like a jerk when your main goal in life is to tell everybody else what they're doing wrong. And so I just have a problem with that. There's a time and a place for that, but if your main message is that everybody else is screwing up all the time, nobody's going to be interested in what you want to say. You've got to start somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's sort of where my frustration with a segment of modern day Christianity lies. There are other frustrations I have with everything because I'm an opinionated guy, but that's just where that song sort of spawned out of.
Yeah, thanks. I was curious about that, yeah. And Gus, do you still feel at times that frustration that you expressed to your dad when you sent him those lyrics? Do you feel that frustration a lot of times, like you're working really, really hard and you're not sure who's paying attention?
Yeah, and it's one of those things that ebbs and flows. Some days you walk in front of a crowd and they're great, and you're like, I'm on my way. And then other days you're just like, no, I'm not. So it's just it's an up and down. It's a roller coaster of a thing that we're trying to do. So there's lots of days that I'm frustrated, but I don't think my tone overall. A lot of these songs, Churches included, and Heroes. It's not necessarily that's what I am as a person. It's more that was a place I was at in a moment of either anger or a frustration, or if it's a happy song, maybe I was having a great day when I wrote it,
Yeah. Talk some about the dynamics of the band and what you've learned over the course of the last year as you guys have done more traveling together. What have you learned? What's been the big takeaway from this year? And this is really for anybody to field. Anybody else want to step up and say something? You got a mic in front of you there, Levi.
Yeah, Levi, you're one of the newest.
Yeah, Levi. So talk about your.
My tenure's been the youngest of anybody here. I've only been. I think this is my seventh or eighth month with these guys, somewhere around there. I moved. I live in Nashville, actually. I don't even live in Lexington. Okay. And I drive up here every time to play with these guys. I mean, and it's probably 3.5 hour drive, 4 hour drive. And I moved to Nashville in September. So that's as soon as I got here, I went and played with these guys. And I moved here from West Texas. So a big change in scenery, where I'm from, it's real flat. And there's not a lot of trees and there's not a lot of green. And I come up here and there's tall trees, green grass.
You like it?
Good people. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Kentucky, better than Nashville. I'm going to say this right now.
Uh-huh.
Nashville's awesome. There's some mean people there.
Yeah.
And in Kentucky, I haven't ran into a mean person yet.
Oh,
so
all right.
I think I just love it too much here to leave.
Yeah. Anybody else? Just when you think about the year in music, or it could just be about your own life, something that you've taken away from your experience of this past year?
They stole me from some other guys.
This is Samuel James talking.
Yeah, when I lived in West Virginia all my life, and I was playing with some other guys, I had my own project too, and then these guys were a few chess moves further than those guys, and they gave me the opportunity, and I prayed for it, and I was like, God, get me out of West Virginia, give me an opportunity. And then probably a week later, Gus calls me and he says, hey, my roommate's moving out. You want to sublease? So then I move into Newport with these guys.
Oh, and the apartment that sucked?
I liked Cincinnati. I liked the Kentucky side of Cincinnati a lot.
Uh-huh.
But then after that, the plan was to move here to Lexington. And my mom, she's from Louisville. So I've passed through Lexington more times than I can count, but I'd never really stopped here. And it all worked out for the best. Yeah.
Well, all right. And what about you guys? What do you learn? What do you learn about each other, Gus and Phin? About being brothers, pursuing something together. Do you guys have an argument that you have that has nothing to do with music, but that always comes up when you're out touring?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Finn, what do you got?
Well, Gus and I have lived in the same building and mostly the same room for probably about 18 of the last 19 years. Like, we've been living together. So, I mean, more than most brothers, we spend like all of our time together. And it's crazy that it still has worked out. I'm trying to think of a specific argument that we always bring up. I mean, it used to be that he would just there'd be water everywhere. Like, Gus would spill water everywhere. There was just water.
Says the glass breaker. This guy
I break a
breaks
lot of
plate
glasses.
or a glass every single week.
Go ahead, Gus. You have the floor now.
Oh, I do. Finn and I, we have the same personality on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and we argue a bit, but he breaks stuff. He is a bull in a china shop. That man can't hold a glass without it falling out of his fingers onto a concrete floor. And I just walk in the house, and it's like I come back from work or something, just sweeping up glass. I'm like, is this the third one today? Have you just been doing this?
Do you feel that he needs to see a doctor, or?
Maybe a psychiatrist would.
Okay, good. And Finn, you have the last word.
I got no words. That's pretty much it right there, man. Yeah.
So finally, though, your album Geneva's out, and was that? I guess I was imagining that you might say one of the high points of the year was the release of Geneva.
Wow, I can't even believe that was this year.
Because it was 25, right?
No, it was. It's been moving so fast. No, that was definitely a high point.
And what about that process of putting Geneva down? What was special and sort of educational for you guys professionally?
I feel like that album took us over a year to record, start to finish, and we were going to our producer Eric Tuff and Sam in Cincinnati. We were living in Cincinnati for most of the album process.
Okay.
And he just I listened. Say a Prayer was the first song that we recorded, and I believe the last would have been Ranch Style House. And you can actually hear our sound develop throughout the album over these songs. Like, you can tell, or at least I can, which ones were recorded later and earlier. So it really is like the whole album is us learning how to make music sound better, or make our music sound better.
And what role did the producer play in that? His last name is Tuff and Sam?
Tuff and Sam, yeah.
Yeah, he is the producer at Moonlight Cincy, and he kind of he's a punkin' pop guy. Like, we're probably his first country project, and so we would come in, we had ideas and parts and songs. He would tell us to do it over and over again until it was perfect, because he's very detail-oriented. We would have just been like, second take, we're good, let's go. But he's like, slow down, let's take more takes. That sounds good. That doesn't. It sounds like crap. Here's a little part I've been thinking about that you guys could add.
So he's a musician?
Yes, he plays everything. And he would add some parts, and then he would mix it all, master it. I mean, super genius. He's a little OCD, but so are Gus and I and our father, so we like that. We like it when he sits down and works on our songs for 6 hours straight, and he just gets it perfect.
Huh.
Yeah, at least I think.
Wow.
To me.
Well, that's great. I love hearing you guys talk about your relationships, not just with each other, but with your family members and the other people you work with, your bandmates, and it just feels to me like you've got what it takes to collaborate in a real meaningful way, because collaboration requires that, right? That love and appreciation of the people around you and what specifically they bring to a project, and I love that you guys can see that.
Yeah, well, that took a lot of growth, because when we started, we both thought we knew everything, and as we got humbled, like, we genuinely just got, we fell on our face, had so many songs that we thought were just like awesome, and you go back and you listen to them and they stink. So after years of doing that, I think we finally both were able to kind of throw our egos in the closet just a little bit, and that opened up so many more possibilities. We've become such a way tighter band,
Yeah.
And our music is just a lot better when we let outsiders just like come in and join. And we're now we are technically a duo, but I mean these guys in the band, they write all their own parts. They record everything in the studio. We don't get session guys. So it's a full unit of collaboration for us.
Well, it sounds fantastic, and it's great to have you guys back. And let's play some more music.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back, Low Gap.
Like a fast car tearing through a slow town, turning heads, leaving wrecks with no kind of slow down. Broken hearts scattered up and down the drag. You think you want some of that, but she's like the sun playing out and sick with the clouds, up and she's down in, and she's out here for a while, then you won't even see her for days. That girl come around and went. She's out and she's cold no matter how you try. You can't let her go and you don't even know why. She'll have you thinking it's different this time, but she's taking you for a ride. She's like the sun playing out and sick with the clouds, up and she's down in, and she's out here for a while, then you won't even see her for days. Girl, come around it on the way. Gotta sit down, build your house in the sand. Not if you want it to stand when the waves come crashing in. She's like the sun playing hide and seek with the clouds, up and she's down in, and she's out here for a while, then you won't even see her for days. She's like the sun playing out and seek with the clouds, up and she's down in, and she's out here for a while, then you won't even see her for days. Girl, come around it on the waves. Somebody said they might have seen you where the ocean meets the land. Well, I've been out here all night searching for your footprints in the sand. I've been looking for you, baby. Thank you. Well, we're going to do a quick duo song here, which means the band just kind of gets to sit and look pretty or whatever they want. But back before we played shows like this, we played dive bars, and it was just me and Finn. And I wrote this about a buddy that had a bit of a drinking problem when I was in college.
Well, I've outgrown stealing street signs off County Road 420. Back when I thought smoking cigarettes was different, smoking pot was radical. We spoke as well seasoned veterans, too pressure to admit that the poison that we'd spoke of, none of us had tried it yet. Buy some light beer and cheap liquor from the marathon, back when they'd still sell anything to anyone. Well, I still make church on Sundays, just in case I die tonight. Don't you know I got my 20s, get my priorities in line. Leave your key hanging on the cutter rack. Line up all your sins. If you need a reason, tell yourself we'll never be this young again. Well, liquor lost its luster when I turned 21. Now I've just got a bad habit that's much more sad than fun. High school buddies getting married, but I still ain't finished school. He just put up a down payment, but hey, we just bought an above ground pool. Sometimes I wonder if I'm wasting my time, or am I just killing my liver on my parents' dime? Will I still make church on Sundays, just in case I die tonight? Don't you know I got my 20s, get my priorities in line. Leave your key hanging on the cutter rack. Line up all your sins. If you need a reason, tell yourself we'll never be this young again. Will I still make church on Sunday, just in case I die tonight? Don't you know I got my 20s to get my priorities in line? Well, Finn gets his man. This is what we do when we're live, by the way, because he's got to switch instruments. We don't have enough money to pay a guitar tech, so he goes and picks up his stuff, and then I run my mouth for a little bit. Try not to embarrass myself. But this was our first song that we ever released, and it's still one of the better ones. I've been trying to write one this well since then. But a mockingbird, you say nice thing, but still the words out of someone else's lips. Do you to sleep alone at night. 'Cause if you aren't, please tell me so. And I don't wanna waste another moon dining on somebody that don't care. Mockingbird, do you really mean the words you've been singing to me this whole time? Mockingbird, how many of your pretty words are just pretty little lies? Mockingbird, do you really mean the words you've been singing to me this whole time? Mockingbird, how many of your pretty words are just pretty little lies?
Hey, there are many people to thank for our broadcast. First, Gus and Finn and Samuel James and Chris and Levi. Logap, our guest on this program. We want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music. Weekly, I said. Now on ABC 36, WTVQ, and the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel, too, along with thousands of other videos. Lots of ways to watch Red Barn Radio stuff. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Lex Arts Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our programs. We are on the web at redbarnradio.com. Hey, and remember, check out that merch link. Watch for that bidet. It'll be up. Before we close out the program, let's bring back Low Gap.
Well, thank you guys for having us back. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I also want to say that this building is really important to us. Our mother, she did ballet here back in the day. Gus used to go to work with her every morning in this building while in the womb, though. I don't know how to say that not awkwardly, but we're just going to do our last song here and say that this is really important to us that we're here today. Thank you guys so much for having us.
On your little blue Volkswagen, brought you out coffee with a splash of cream and cinnamon. Only a villain to try to kill your dream. To be honest, I was tempted. You said you had to live. If a song could change your mind, I'd write one better than John Prine. Ask my heart and it's inclined to hang itself on every line. If I sing that I love you, would you sing it with me too? Ooh, if a song could change your mind. I hang my jersey faces where you used to leave your messes. Lonely kid for the car out in the driveway. I knew you were driven, now you're driving down the highway. If a song could change your mind, I'd write one better than John Prine. Ask my heart and it's inclined to hang itself on every line. If I sing that I love you, just sing it with me too. If a song could change your mind. If you heard me on the radio, would it be enough for you to come back up? If a song could change your mind, I'd be Hemingway in 3/4 time. Ask my heart and it's inclined to hang itself on his line. If I sing that I love you, just sing it with me too. If a song could change your mind, if a song could change your mind, if a song could change your mind, if a song could change your mind.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. That's all for our show for this week. Remember, you can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Hey, and speaking of you listeners, please, before, during, or after you enjoyed Red Barn Radio, will you take just a moment to engage with us? Your comments, your sharing, it all means so much to us and keeps us growing and continuing our mission to bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods and beyond. And now we bid you good night. Let's stick together, let's appreciate each other, and let's join up again for another great evening of music and conversation next week on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you soon.